Musik Hack Fuel is a cool little plugin that can add compression, different types of saturation, and limiting. And you can use this on all of the tracks in your project, including your mix bus. So let's check it out. So what I want to do right away is show you this project that I have it all over the project: vocals, bass, drum, bus, and the snare. I have it on the guitars and on the mix bus. So I'm going to start playback with them off, and then I will enable it so you can hear what it sounds like on and off. And then we'll get into the individual tracks and some of the settings and that sort of thing. So let's have a listen.
Smell the riot song just brings me back here again.
All right, so what I want you to look at is our master meter here, and you'll notice that it sounds like it's getting louder, but if you watch the meter, it's staying pretty much the same. It's just bringing the levels up so they're more even, and there's not as much dynamic range overall. Just have a watch there when I enable on and off.
Days go by, the more I forget. The riot smell, the riot song just brings me back here again.
And each of the tracks that I have fuel on have been level matched, so that's why the levels are pretty much identical when enabled and disabled. So now let's dig in and see what we've got going on here so you can kind of have a look at what fuel is all about. And we'll go up to our drum bus, and I'm going to solo that. I'm also going to disable the mix bus instance. So here's our drum bus, and I'm just going to disable the snare as well. So we'll disable that, and we'll listen. So it adds a nice little bit of polish to each of the tracks. I'm using it like a finishing tool. Most of the mix is done before it. So you can see I have channel strip on there with compression and EQ. And then I have another compressor, the bus compressor there, and a Pultec EQ on here. And that's doing like all of my mixing. And then I just use fuel as that last little touch to help things stand out. And let's just have a look at some of the settings in here. So we have our compressor control here, and you can switch it between just regular downward compression and OTT, which is more like multi-band compression, or is multi-band compression, and you can increase that however you want. And then there's a body control underneath, and this adds upward compression to it. So you'll have upward compression if you add this, and downward if you're using that as well. And that's kind of a cool effect right there. If we go down to this bottom row, we have bass, and this isn't to increase the amount of bass or decrease the amount of bass. This adds saturation to your lower frequencies, and it's centered around 80 hertz. So the more you add there, the more lower frequencies are going to get saturation. Thick is a more broad spectrum of frequencies, but it mainly affects your mids. So the more you increase that, the more your mids are going to get saturation. Mix is pretty straightforward. It allows you to mix in this effect however you want. And then we have soft clipper over here, which is a saturating soft clipper, and you can use that however you might want to use it. And crunch is like an analog fuzz. So the more you increase that, the more fuzz. Let's actually just listen to that right now. So you can hear both of these add some nice character to my drums here, and you can test that out however you want on whatever source you're putting these on. And then right here in the middle, we have the big loud control. And this is the same limiting algorithm that you're going to find in Musik Hack's master plan. So there it is right there in master plan, and they've put it in Fuel. So this is a limiter. It adds transparent limiting, which allows you to increase the loudness to however you want with that. And then there's oversample. You can enable that, and that's going to oversample it to 192 kilohertz, no matter what your audio interface or your DAW is set at. And then you have presets. It does come with some presets, but really you probably just want to dial these things in on your own. It's so easy to do, but you can start with a preset and then just adjust as needed. So that is our drum bus and our drums. So let's move to our acoustic guitar. It really cleans up the acoustic, takes away some of the muddiness. And now let's just move on to our guitar bus. So this is our electric guitars. All right, so it kind of just using it to clean up and do some limiting on the electric guitars so they're staying present in the mix. Let's just listen to it on and off in the mix.
Days go by, the more I forget the right smell, the right song just brings me back here again.
All right, so that is our guitar bus. Now let's go down to my lead vocals here. And of course, the lead vocals aren't that great because it's me and I'm not that great. So let's listen to that.
Days go by, the more I forget the right smell, the right song.
All right, so it just kind of brings it a little more forward. Again, we'll listen to it on and off in the mix.
Days go by, the more I forget.
And then I also have it on my doubled vocals there. We don't need to listen to that, but we'll listen to it on and off on our mix bus down here. And I'm just going to play a different part here. Yeah, it really adds to the mix bus as well. And you can see I normally have a Pultec on there, SSL bus compressor, and then some tape saturation. And I've disabled those because I can replace those things with just this Fuel. And it's so easy to use. It's a great plugin that they're adding to their plugin lineup, which also includes Master Plan, and I do recommend you checking that out as well. You can do that by clicking on this video right here. And if you liked this video that you just watched, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.